Good. Let's see if I can spin upside down real quick.
Yeah, we straight chillin', serial killing, pre-cool villains on the mic, got you reeling, five-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a one-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast a marlow or two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
What up, nerds, and welcome to another wormhole of an episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 561, recorded Tuesday, January 6th, 2026. Tonight we're talking about Stranger Things 5, finally wrapping it up. A decade coming. We're doing it. We're finally doing it. But before we do, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got Shaboy Rand Diesel. What's up, man?
Get away from her, you bitch!
What's up, baby? I don't know why that bump played. Not the one I clicked. Cool.
It fits pretty well, I would say, with
Sure.
with
I
this
mean,
show.
yeah, that's how I always want to be introduced.
Yes, indeed. Not last but not least. Next up, calling in from Jacksonville, Florida, we got your boy Soju. What's up, man?
Oh.
Oh, what up? It's your boy Stranger Stains, boys. Wrapping it up, running up that hill.
That's right.
I'm here to play
We are.
You're in
here.
Jax.
for 2 more days. Yeah,
Mhm.
I won't get to see our playoff game, but that's okay.
Well,
They'll have it on the play.
At least you guys are getting one.
I mean, that's a rare gym indeed.
I know.
Last but not least, join us in welcoming our first-time guest on the show, writer-director, DJ Remark. What's up, man? Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for having me. Oh my God, applause! Oh, please don't
Live
stop.
studio audience.
We've got a live audience
I'm-
here, didn't you know?
I'm here for the applause.
Hell yeah! Who's your team, DJ? Obviously not the Jags.
Well, the Jags are my adopted team. I've been living in Jacksonville for going on 5 years now. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. So
Oh, brother, I'm sorry.
the Browns. Hey, you know what? Miles Garrett set the NFL sack record
He
on
did.
Sunday. He did it. It's most single sacks in a season. He opened up the season sacking Joe Burrow, and he ended the season sacking Joe Burrow. So
Nice.
it was nice and poetic, and so I was able to walk away with that. And then we just fired our coach, so we are looking for a new coach and looking for a playoff berth next season. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry just thinking about it.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, right.
The trick is to
Well, and-
completely
and-
disassociate from reality. Then you don't have to worry about any of this shit.
And the best part of it is since Jacksonville is my adopted team, I'm like, yeah, Jacksonville's winning, let's go. But then when the Browns own Jacksonville's pick for this season based on their record,
No.
Oh,
so
Oh,
it's
but-
like,
Whoops. Well, I'm sure next year it'll all be coming up brown for you.
yeah. So I have a T-shirt that says Cleveland on it, and then the whole rest of the T-shirt just in fading gray letters. The further you go down, it says "There's always next year."
we know that story well.
Live my
So
life.
we're used to it.
Well, hey, DJ, other than football, you're really into film. Turns out you just made one and it's getting released in the next couple weeks, right? You wanna
That's
tell
right,
us a little
January
bit about
29th. Yes, sir.
it?
Yep.
Nice. Called Hellgate.
Yep. The Hellgate. Yep. Yeah,
And,
we shot it. Sorry, good.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, yeah, tell us more about it, man. Yeah, what's the deal with it? Where can we find it?
Sure. So it's going to be dropping on TVOD. That's transactional video on demand for those of you who don't know the acronym. But basically, any those streaming services that you can just go and rent or buy.
Gotcha.
So there's a whole windowing strategy. And the first one is it's January 26th, that Thursday. That's when it's dropping on TVOD. So you'll be able to, if you go to our website, bloodscribecreations.com, and our social channels, which is all Bloodscribe Creations, you'll be able to see where it is when it's playing. And then for that, we are also having a premiere, world premiere at the Ritz Theater here in Jacksonville on that day. So come on out. It's a free event. Doors open at, technically the doors open at 4, but like we're telling people 5. And then the film starts at 6. So we're going to have themed cocktails, bunch of fun. There's going to be some stuff there. Cast Q&A. Yeah, come on out. The Ritz, it's a free event, open to the public, except it's a rated R movie. So if you are under 17 and don't have a parent or guardian, you can enjoy the Ritz Museum.
It's a nice museum.
Also
It
fun.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Hell yeah. That's
Excellent.
awesome, man. Well, be sure to check out the Hellgates everywhere you pay for video digitally. And if you're in town, yeah, come hang out for the premiere. You said the premiere is on the 29th as well, January 29th.
Yep, it is on the 29th. Yep, we're kicking off the premiere that day for free screening at the Ritz. And then if you miss it, yeah, you can always go rent or buy at your I'm going to say the first one is Amazon. I don't actually know the websites yet. It's we're just getting our distributor is we're getting down to the wire because there's been a whole bunch of back and forth on that, but it's all good things. So we're figuring out, we're still like nailing down the final rollout schedule, but so we know that January 29th is the actual day, is the actual first day.
Okay, very cool. Yeah. Be sure to check out the Hellgates. We do have a little bit of housekeeping to tackle on our end real quick. It is a new month. That means we just had a poll close and a poll open over on our Patreon website. Our January poll, the winner was Begonia, as it pretty much was the majority of the month of December. So
Who would have thought?
I know, big
Yeah.
surprise, right?
Big upset.
We'll be talking about that next week, actually. Our February poll is currently posted over on our Patreon website. As I mentioned last week, the theme is Bodacious Babes. So February is Women in Horror Month, and we got 3 female-directed horror movies for you to vote on this poll. And those movies are Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon, Freddy's Dead, and The Ugly Stepsister.
Whoa, all right. Randy finally picked his movie. Bob, how are those numbers looking?
It's the same movie he picked last month, or one of them. Anyway.
Randy.
Fuck it.
Oh,
I
my
I want to
God.
watch the movie.
But to be fair, that was my pick last month. So now Randy has
Okay.
adopted it. I have a new movie out there.
Pass
But,
it
I've
on
adopted
down.
The Ugly Stepsister. Yes.
Yes.
That's
Bob, tell me how those numbers are looking.
Those numbers are looking like this. Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon, last place with 7% of the vote. Second place, The Ugly Stepsister with 29% of the vote. And Freddy's Dead sitting on top at 64% of the vote.
All right.
it's only appropriate that The Ugly Stepsister is always the bridesmaid.
Just never.
That surprises me. That poll surprises me so much.
Oh,
We
yeah.
are surprised every month, buddy. Let me tell
Every
you.
month we realize how little we understand about the workings of fandoms.
Yes.
As a lifelong Nightmare fan, like Nightmare is my favorite franchise. Wow. Freddy's Dead is not
Eek
good.
cinema.
Let's just say that. We'll just
Eek
rip that band-aid off.
We'll get those votes in before the end of January. We'll see what we're talking about this February. We're dropping mini casts every other Friday, as per usual. Next up, dropping on Friday, January 16th, your boy me is talking about a movie called The Damned that actually came out last January, and I just didn't see it, slept on it. I think a lot of people did. It was one of those they just kind of seemingly dropped in January in the theaters, and maybe it only hung around for a week or so.
I saw it.
Oh, what'd you think?
It was good up until the end.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
The end really kind of goes. It just kind of ruins it. And you're just
Yeah.
like,
Could be a little divisive.
no spoilers, but yeah, like it's I guess I was entertained, but then the ending comes and I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess that's what we're doing.
It is on Hulu, I believe. That's where I watched it. So you can check it out pretty easily now. It is very much a winter horror film. So 'tis the season, throw it on. And like I said, that mini cast is dropping Friday, January 16th. Last thing going on with Patreon, we did just reopen the You Pick the Flick tier, and congratulations to those of you who grabbed a spot. So congrats to Luke, Matt, Dongster Sam, Nas, and Miles. Well
All
done.
right. And it looked like all the movies were already in, so we've got the next 6 months
Yeah.
covered.
That warms my heart.
Yeah, Randy can make the graphics
I can make the graphics in peace and have them done.
until we get a special guest last minute, Randy.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah,
gotta change it.
Then you gotta change
That's
it.
that's a mitzvah, as they say.
That's all I have to plug. Do you guys have anything else you need to mention?
I actually do have a couple things I have to
Whoa.
mention. It's a couple things I forgot. So as you all know, I have a much more sophisticated, better sister podcast called Don't Believe
More of
the
an
Hype.
uncle podcast.
More,
You're kind of the creepy uncle podcast, I think.
Okay, that's fine. But we released, I forgot, 2 bonus episodes for Christmas and New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I don't know, one of the New Year's, and one of those days.
One
It's
of
out
the
now.
New
That's the
Year's.
point, is you can listen to it. So yeah, you can check those out over on Don't Believe the Hype. And also too, shouts outs to our boy Matt. He specifically got me a gift card so I could buy some ice cream and do a screaming and creaming. So I got something
Nice.
I'd never had before. It was a gift card to Dairy Queen. I haven't been to Dairy Queen in forever. But they had an Oreo Snowdrift Blizzard, which was an Oreo Blizzard, but it was blue. Dabba dee dabba da. You know all about that, Bob. And I guess the blue was cake batter, but it was like crunchy too. So I don't know. There was something else in there. I don't really know what it was. But it was good.
Cocaine.
Blue
I have a
Oreo what?
question.
Yes, go ahead. All
What?
the questions.
What is screaming and creaming?
Such a good question.
Mm.
When we
I mean,
Why
first
don't we
started,
just leave that mystery in the air? There's no
Well-
answer that's going to be as satisfying as what you're imagining right now.
when we first started this podcast, for the first 100 episodes, I would eat a special ice cream for the movie and review it when we talked about the movie. But after 100 episodes, I decided to stop that. We got an ice cream cake for our 100th episode and
Yeah.
retired this segment.
Good idea.
Yes.
I mean, I enjoy a milkshake every now and again, but like 100, like
Yes.
woo,
It's a lot of
gained
dairy.
500
it's a lot of
pounds.
sugar.
I
He's kind of
just
the
lost
queen of
it
dairy
all.
himself.
So yeah, there you go, Matt. Thank you. There's your screaming and creaming.
Sick.
What was your take on it though? Like,
Oh, it was good. It was good.
Okay.
I probably honestly though, there was I really like mint chocolate chip ice cream, and there was a mint Oreo Blizzard. So other than the blue cake batter, probably would go with that. But I wanted to do something I'd never done before. I didn't really know what the blue was at the time, so I thought I'd give that a try. In honor of Bob's
All right.
Blue Room, of course.
Crunchy cake
Yeah, there you
is
go.
what it was.
Pumpkin cake is not an appealing sounding thing.
Sick. All right. Randy, you got anything?
Oh, not a damn thing. How about you?
Think our house is clean.
This house is clean.
All right, let's get into the main event. We're talking Stranger Things 5, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, I assume they never dropped a box for season 4, and probably will be the case for season 5. Is that correct?
I don't think they put one out for 3 or 4. They did for 1 and 2.
Okay.
And I saw some, I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw someone talking about they're going to be like a big 4K box set of all 5 seasons or whatever.
Oh,
That might come to pass in the future, but who knows?
that makes sense.
But yeah, you can't like pre-order this or anything right now. It's on Netflix, and the finale might still be in the theater. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked.
But what about the
But-
bonus episode that's coming out tomorrow, Bob?
That's
what about
definitely
the
not gonna
secret
happen.
movie they're apparently secretly making, according to a bunch of weirdos who are assuming that their favorite show can't possibly die.
If they
Keep
record a
dragging on.
or if they drop a bonus episode, I'm not coming back to record this.
Will is now
No.
30 with the same bowl cut. He's just
but
like
he's really 14.
he's So yeah, Stranger Things. This we've reviewed every season prior to this. It started in 2016, finally wrapping up now. So 10 full years to create 5 seasons of this show. Created, written, and directed by the Duffer Brothers. Directed by a lot of folks actually, but created by the Duffer Brothers. Stars Millie Bobby Brown, Finn Wolfhard, Winona Ryder, a million other people. You know who they are. Quick little IMDb synopsis for you, in case you're unaware. In 1980s Indiana, a group of young friends witness supernatural forces and secret government exploits. As they search for answers, the children unravel a series of extraordinary mysteries. So this is obviously a first-time watch for all of us. This is a brand new season on Netflix. Would you fellas recommend the folks at home check out Stranger Things 5? DJ, why don't you kick us off?
No. This
Right on.
this is probably the weakest season, and it's sad because season 4 kind of gave you a little bit of hope, where you're just like, maybe the Duffer Brothers aren't just writing episode by episode. Maybe we are. Maybe we do have a story in mind. No, we don't. We have no idea. We don't actually know what we're doing or care about our character. Justice for Mr. Wheeler.
Dude,
Justice for Mr. Wheeler.
Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
sick and tired of these
That is a hot
characters
take.
that go through what he goes through and then are just like forgotten about. There's fuck him. Oh, can we cuss? I'm sorry.
yeah, that's
Yes.
fine.
Okay.
Shit ass cock balls.
Okay.
Balls.
Cock balls, you say?
Like,
Ass cockballs.
I have so many problems with this show, and we'll get into it, but no, I would absolutely not recommend this
Got it.
season, especially, just time we had to wait and everything else. It's just like, no, it's not worth it.
All right. Juice, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, we said this kind of like last season, 3.5 years ago, and probably before then too. I mean, like at this point, it's like if you're gonna, I wouldn't start the show now if you've never seen the show before. If you've watched the entire show up until this point, well, then you're probably gonna watch it anyways. But I would agree. I think it is probably the weakest season. If you are somehow on the fence about watching season 5, then I guess no. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of people out there doing that. But generally, no, I would agree that this is not a particularly strong season of Stranger Things. Randy, how about you? Would you recommend people check this out?
I think that if you've seen up through end of season 4, you could probably safely watch like episodes 1 and the last one and be done. Like just for whatever sense of closure you might want. Otherwise,
And won't
ditch
get
it.
Need
Yeah.
closure.
Well, at least so you can complain with everyone
Yes,
else.
Exactly. Yeah, if you want to get on this complaint
I want to
train, then yeah,
understand
watch
what
it.
everyone's complaining about. Is like the driving force of most watching in this country, I feel like.
Bob, how about you? Would you recommend people check this out?
Yeah, I'm on the same page here. No, this is easily the weakest season for me. And yeah, people know where they stand with this. They're gonna watch it or they're not. I don't know that we're gonna change anybody's mind here, but no, it's boring as hell, largely. So yeah. We're gonna be spoiling Stranger Things 5. And if you care, here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
Can I just say I love your bumpers?
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
I love them.
Bob, you poor
Hey.
soul. Are you gonna read us some kind of plot synopsis, or what are you gonna?
Yeah,
Can
I
we
don't
do
think
a
this should be
speed
hard.
run through
Just-
this? Can we
I
kinda-
got it.
Label each mission in the mission log, and
Ew.
you'll be good.
I got it by episode. I will try and read quickly. Also, like, I'm sick, so forgive me if I sound fucking weird or have to.
Well,
clear my
honestly, it's
throat.
okay. It's okay because if you don't know what the plot is, they're just going to tell you in the dialogue.
Just watch
Yes,
it.
They're just
absolutely.
gonna so like
ominous at all.
So there's your out there, Bob. If you don't want to read the synopsis, then just go watch the fucking show. They'll tell you exactly what they're doing when they're doing it.
It's the same thing as listening to me provide the synopsis. It's just in hopefully 5 minutes or less, as opposed to 10 hours of your fucking
That's
life.
true.
Right.
So, all right. Yeah, here we go. Episode 1, The Crawl. Present day 1987, Hawkins is under military lockdown after the Rift incident ending season 4. The military has also built a base camp within the Upside Down. They're hunting 11. Steve, Robin, Jonathan, and Nancy all work at the radio station where they relay secret messages about sneaking Hopper to the Upside Down so he can hunt for Vecna's hideout. The most recent search goes awry. A military convoy is attacked by a Demogorgon, causing Hopper to take shelter in the Upside Down. Will telepathically sees a Demogorgon rip open a new gate in Holly Wheeler's bedroom. Chapter 2. Demogorgon injures Mr. and Miss Wheeler before taking Holly into the Upside Down. 11 finds Hopper in the Upside Down, and they find a huge wall surrounding Hawkins. Lucas tends to a still comatose Max. Nancy and Mike theorize Holly's imaginary friend has something to do with her disappearance. Turns out the imaginary friend is Vecna. Will has visions of Vecna stalking Holly. Turns out Will can now deduce Vecna's targets before they're taken. Chapter 3, Vecna's target. Vecna targets Holly's classmate, dipshit Derek. Hopper and 11 fight military people and find out Vecna is being held at the Upside Down military base. The gang want to use Derek as bait, and they do it. They trap a Demogorgon to find out where Holly's hiding. They drug Derek's family, etc. Holly finds herself in Vecna's childhood home where she encounters Max outside of it. Chapter 4. Hopper and 11 break into the base to kill Vecna, but they're actually holding 11's sister, 8, or Kaylee, captive, not Vecna. Max tells Holly they're trapped inside Vecna's memories. The military holds a bunch of kids at the base for safekeeping. Will and company infiltrate the base to get the kids out. Vecna and Demogorgons appear, kill a bunch of military folks, and take the kids hostage. Vecna tells Will he's going to use the kids to reshape the world. Will uses his telepathic connection to kill a bunch of Demogorgons and save Mike, Lucas, and Robin's lives. He's got powers now. Will has the power.
He's got.
You found your dream power, man.
Mine.
He found it. He did.
He did find it.
Like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
Some would
the
say
good
he was
one.
born
You
with
found your
it.
dream power, man.
Yeah, dream power, man. Chapter 5. Max and Holly search for a way out of Vecna's mind. Will's group reanimated Demogorgon so Will can access the hive mind and break Vecna's leg, saving Max. At the Upside Down Hawkins lab, Dustin theorizes destroying the shield can weaken Henry. Dustin finds Dr. Brenner's journal, which says Henry did not create the shield. It's actually exotic matter. But Nancy shoots the spear powering the shield before Dustin can tell her not to. Dustin says everybody's gonna die. Chapter 6. Nobody dies. After the sphere explodes, Hawkins' lab begins melting, and Nancy and Jonathan think they're gonna die and end their relationship on good terms in a fucking weird way, by the way. The melting stops again, and they just don't die. Everything's fine. Dustin says the Upside Down isn't another dimension. It's a wormhole to another dimension. Henry sends Demogorgons to kill Max at the hospital. A bunch of people protect her, including Karen Wheeler, who is not dead. Nobody dies. Nobody dies. They blow up Demodog. Max finds her way out of Henry's mind and tells Holly to go home. Chapter 7. Max wakes up in the real world. The whole gang reunites at the radio station. Dustin explains the other realm is called the Abyss, and Vecna wants to merge it with the real world. They plan to enter the Upside Down, go
That's
up to
Moon
the
Man
top.
talk.
Go up to the top of the radio tower, and as the worlds collide, they access the Abyss, kill Vecna, destroy the Upside Down, closing the bridge. Kaylee also tells 11 they must be destroyed with the Upside Down to really end everything once and for all. Will comes out as gay to his friends, so Vecna can no longer use his secrets against him. Murray drives the whole squad into the Upside Down. Vecna places all 12 kids into a trance to do his dirty deeds. Chapter 8. As the others make their way into the Abyss, 11, Kaylee, and Max enter Henry's mind and stopped him from merging the worlds, but he transforms into Vecna and confuses Hopper, and he shoots 11, but he doesn't really shoot 11.
Let
Kaylee,
It and
it's done.
This is it's honestly, I swear to God, this is the most schizophrenic plot. This is like the Duffer
You're not
Brothers
wrong.
are known for writing on the fly, and this is proof that they're writing on the fly and they don't know what the fuck they want to write about. They have no idea. It's the most convoluted, just terrible, just awful. Like, what's gonna happen? I don't know. This, okay, I guess we're gonna do this. Like, it's oh my God, like it's so frustrating.
One more episode.
I'm so close to being done. Kaylee shot. Will witnesses Henry's past and learns he was corrupted by a fragment of the Mind Flayer, which he fully embraces despite Will's pleas not to. The Mind Flayer rises once again as a giant kaiju, and Henry is ultimately impaled by Eleven and Will, while the others destroy the Mind Flayer. The group rescues the children inside the Mind Flayer. Joyce decapitates a dying Henry. After returning to Hawkins and detonating the Upside Down, the group is arrested by Dr. K, but realize Eleven decides to choose to stay in the Upside Down. 8 months later, life is normal again. The older teens reunite. Hopper proposes to Joyce. The young teens play Dungeons and Dragons. Everything's really nice. Mike imagines their futures and theorizes how 11, big shocker here, may actually still be alive because nobody
Wait.
dies.
Somebody falsely depicted a death in the show Stranger Things? I don't believe you.
Who would have?
I'm having a hard time believing that
no
somebody
stakes at
did
all
not actually die. as it turns
whatsoever.
out.
Wait, are we
Kaylee
done?
died, but she's the one
I
who
think her
we
name's
just
Callie.
Callie. Whatever.
And
We saw her like
I
in
know.
one show 8 years ago. At this point, yeah. What? Yeah, that's it. That's it.
All right.
I'm
So
You forget
okay.
a key thing, which is that Joe Keery says about like 18 versions of this.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
All right,
So
there you go.
I think
Now
it
it's
is
better.
quite disappointing that I mean, I had to listen back to season 4 a review because it's been so goddamn long now that I didn't remember anything about it, to be honest. And I had forgotten that like our biggest beef at that point was that they had brought Hopper back because at the end of season 3, you think that he's dead and he had a really good send off.
Really
And it
good,
is
yeah.
really disappointing that you're gonna go through this whole show and they like tease killing Max last season. They did kill Eddie, but he was introduced in the season. Like nobody who has any stakes, even like they should have killed like maybe Mike's parents or at least Mike's dad.
That's not justice.
Or I mean,
Shout out to Mr. Wheeler.
that's still now that still wouldn't even be that wouldn't be satisfying because he's such a small role. But like, I can't believe that just there's no that through 10 years there literally was no stakes at all.
Dude, there's only
whatsoever.
stakes if you start to consider the sheer amount of human beings that are murdered by our lead characters in this show. Lots of people get murked in this just this season.
Yeah.
Price of doing
I
business,
can't tell you
man.
how many necks 11 has snapped at this point. Not to say that it wasn't entirely in defense or all that sort of thing. You can parse all that all you want, but this is a mass murderer. So definitively.
Oh boys. So yeah, there nobody dies. You're right.
No
Nobody
stakes
dies.
at all. This season could have easily been cut in half. Like because they released this in 3 different ways. It was the first 4 episodes and 3 episodes in the finale. And like by the time I got to episode 4, I was like, they could have just cut the first 3 episodes out entirely because the way season 4 ends, there's like such chaos. The city like split open and like hell is coming out of these cracks.
Yeah.
And then like we're like, okay, well this is gonna be fucking crazy when we get to season 5. And they're just like working at a radio
They're like
station and
in
people
school.
are like living their fucking normal lives and everything just slows down and you're like, what the fuck happened to the momentum of the story here?
It's fine. They just put some metal plates over the cracks to hell, and everybody just forgot that they were under military quarantine.
Yeah.
Like half of the city just doesn't even know. Like Robin has to explain to her girlfriend that there's even something going on, and it's like that's believable.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, again, I was definitely not going to rewatch season 4, but yeah, hell opens, and yeah, people don't believe them that there's monsters. It's like, well, that's a little ridiculous. And another thing,
This is like the 10th time that giant fucking monsters have appeared in this town, and everybody's like, "What are you crazy dorks talking about? Go roll your die some more, idiot."
also too, one thing that I completely forgot, and just I think the way that they are trying to, I think you're right. There's no, it seems, I think it's really disappointing because it seems like there's real no plan here, and a lot of things that used to be cool or like really feel rewarding about the show get like really undercut, I think, in this season and even like last season. But like I remember at one point in Russia there was like a mind flare in a tube, but the way that they explain Henry grabbing a rock and the moon and like the mind flare goes into his body, but I feel like the way they try to explain Henry creating the upside down last season, like I feel like it just doesn't make any sense now.
If we
Like I
start
feel
trying
like
to
it just doesn't
parse
make any
the internal
sense.
logic of this, it's gonna fall apart because
There is
this
none.
is suffers from like some of that lost disease where like this
Yeah,
season in particular
totally.
was clearly and totally like they didn't introduce anything new here. They are just like dealing with whatever, like re-dealing with the fallout from previous seasons. That's all that happens the entire time, and therefore that makes a lot of time for them to delve and like expose a lot of the mystery and like talk through and talk about this, what explains that, and this explains that, and this is how this works. I'm going to show you with this slinky and all this shit. Like it doesn't. These are all things that like we don't. It doesn't lead to anything really. It's just fucking it's just a filler season. So ultimately, all that stuff just works out to be nothing except for this is one extended series finale. Just this whole season is hyper extended. They did not know what to do with it. They did not introduce anything new here. The most new thing they introduced was the little wheeler girl, Holly, was it?
Yeah.
Holly,
yeah.
and like her finding her voice and then like being like another D&D crew. Like that could have been accomplished in just that scene. We did not need any of that. It was just to hyperinflate this thing. It doesn't accomplish anything. I'm just repeating myself just like the show now.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of explaining going on here. And a thing like that has just been building and building. Like there's because you're not killing off anybody. Every season they had to add these new quirky little characters that were fun and you could sell things around and put on boxes and all kind of shit. Now there's just so many people, but there's nothing like there's stuff to do, but there again they have to explain everything, which it makes everything worse. We say even last time about like explaining Henry creating the upside down. It just takes any kind of mystery about anything and just destroys it. And so
Well,
there
that's
is no mystique. There's no atmosphere anymore. And I'm pretty sure I only saw it one time. It's terrible. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this whole plot about the two dimensions crashing in together and like even the background and the atmosphere and everything, I think it's like the same as that terrible Fantastic Four movie from like 2015.
Oh, Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, I'm
Never saw
pretty
it.
sure it's like the same. They go to this realm and I think that's what they're doing. It doesn't
Well,
matter.
that's what I was.
It looks terrible though. These backgrounds, this like rock world and this mind flare kaiju, it looks terrible. It's
Have you
so
seen
bad.
that goofy meme of that Creed song where they're basically playing in a landscape that looks exactly like that, and they merge it with shit from Strange? It's very funny.
It's
It's
funny.
very funny. I saw that
I haven't seen
today.
that yet. That's
I'm gonna
hilarious.
send it to Randy.
Well, like what I was trying to get at earlier, and I completely lost the plot, was that like they over-explain things, but those explanations themselves have plenty of holes, and so what ends up happening is all of those holes, plus all the things they just neglected to explain anyway, despite all their efforts to explain everything, just are that much more glaring. So the minute you start trying to pull apart, like, well, this doesn't make sense. Well, wait a minute, didn't we see this happen? And hold on a second, what about that? Is the minute that you start like losing the entire plot of the show. Like that's the plot getting in the way of the story, and there was no fucking story to even find once you get past it. So that's the real problem.
It's
here.
this. I think it's this J.J. Abrams effect that, which the Duffer Brothers are are a part of this school where it's just like, there were plenty of mystery boxes in this show that just opened up more mystery boxes, and then it was like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movie where it's just like all of this stuff happening all at once and so fast that they're just throwing it at you rapid fire that you can't actually comprehend what you're watching, and then so you can't see where it all falls apart, and then once you spend 5 minutes with your brain again, you start to figure out that none of this makes sense. Like none of this actually follows. None of this is very solid. And they're just banking on people watching this and being like, "Oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's time to go do something else." You know what I mean? Like that's and just not thinking about it anymore for whatever reason.
You talking
don't
about
understand.
politics or Stranger Things?
Yeah, well, maybe
Oh,
it's the same strategy, but
Bob.
Now, one thing I will say is like I
Dang.
feel like some of the things that have been loved from the beginning were not necessarily rewarding, but the small bright spots of what this season was. Because there were moments where I was kind of bummed that these good things couldn't just carry the show enough, or that they weren't satisfied with them, because I still I really appreciate last season we complained so much about Hopper just being off in Russia and there being this whole, and Joyce not being with her kids and stuff like that. Like one of the good points or that I liked was like Eleven and Hopper being together again, and being able to have that relationship kind of have a somewhat conclusion, or feel like it was they kind of closed out their relationship in a kind of way or whatever. And like Lucas, God, I think I say it, like Lucas is the best like actor. There's some terrible acting going on in here, and most people are fine, I guess. There's some bad stuff, but Lucas, like that kid needs to get more work or whatever. Like him and Max, I found um like that kind of rewarding and stuff. So there is some positive
Really?
stuff here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to I'm
I
trying to
know.
pull
I
the
don't agree with
good.
that particular good,
Yeah,
but
I'm trying to
go
pull
ahead.
some good, but yeah, it's like 10%, maybe less than that, of what this entire season
Well,
ultimately is.
my hot take is that I don't think that, to me, like I had about about equivalent amount of fun. My fun to not fun ratio was pretty similar to the last season, maybe two. In retrospect, I gave them pretty high scores. I was looking back, and I would
I was
not give
kind of
them that
surprised
now.
about how high you give the last one.
Yeah, I was too, because like my feeling towards the show now has been like I don't think that I really even liked season 2 as much as I thought I did. Like I think season 1 is pretty great because it was a novelty, because it was pulling from different things in a clear sky situation where all those elements could like deftly weave within themselves, or kids on bikes, the ET of it, the all these like different elements or whatever can come together. But like the more they like start like trying to like coalesce them and trying to like introduce new threads and all this stuff, they introduce new ideas in each season, small like to greater or lesser value. This season they don't introduce any of that shit, which is the reason that this season it hits the bottom that it does. Nothing new is even in season 4. For whatever you have to say about that, it had something to say about reactionary people reacting to Eddie and all that stuff, like satanic panic stuff. It was dealing with things that have to do with people being marginalized, which is something. It's the show's bread and butter, being the freaks, the outcasts, whatever. But it did it in like a kind of a different way that was a little bit more had a little bit more of a historical edge to it that I liked, that was played to my interests. This doesn't even have that shit. So like I'm really at a loss as to how this particular season I kind of thank this season for revealing to me just how much I let slide in the previous seasons, with the assumption that this was going somewhere conclusive,
It
and it
told on
wasn't.
itself, and
Yeah.
now it's time to pay the piper. Yeah, it's this season really is a bunch of like plot filler, and then I feel like once an episode, you get this very emotional, forced like confrontation between two characters that's been like building throughout, the last season or maybe the last couple seasons or whatever. And like all the tension or whatever plot was happening like completely comes to a screeching halt so they can have this moment. And it like was driving me nuts. It happens so often
Mm.
that like the tension that they have to like create between Dustin and Steve, but like it just feels so incredibly forced, and it's all just so they can have this like nice tender moment later on down the road. The like breakup scene between what's his face and Nancy, Jonathan and Nancy, when they're on the
Those
table,
characters.
like thinking they're about to melt into oblivion, and he like pulls out the wedding ring and then they break up. It's like such a weird
Now,
I was still
moment.
confused at the end of that. I was like, so they
I get it,
broke
yeah.
up then.
Now, I can that aspect of it. Now, a couple of those things that you mentioned are some of my bright spots for this dull season because I actually think that the Steve and Dustin thing kind of naturally ended up there, which was one of the very few things I felt was somewhat natural about this season, because everything, the dimension, that every like plot point seems very, very, very forced. But some of these relationships feel like the most natural thing, as you said, they've been building over seasons. And like the aspect, I talked about one of the strong suits of last season was having Dustin, having these kids. They were so young together and start to kind of break their separate ways. Lucas was like a kind of a jock, and Dustin was, more marginalized, and he looked up to Eddie or whatever. And Eddie died, and he's dealing with that trauma. And Steve was like his old mentor, and it kind of makes sense to me that there would be that tension there and that they would kind of close that gap by maturing a little bit and him admitting like how much he's scared of Steve also dying in the same way that Eddie did. And that Steve kind of called, we even said it I was listening back saying that like Eddie died kind of for no reason. And I kind of like that Steve kind of called that out and once the tensions came to a head. So I actually kind of like that. And the same thing too, where Jonathan and Nancy, I actually liked the melting room, or just the whole melting, like the aspect of that place. It was just a cool, different thing that I was like, oh, that's interesting. And they don't necessarily need to explain this all the way, even though they do later. But I just thought it was cool. Him proposing as a breakup was really weird, but I liked the kind of true feeling of admitting like I'm not actually right for this person, even though I still care about them. And that's almost just as hard to break up with somebody or to like separate yourself from somebody when you really care about them, but not in a kind of romantic
necessarily
way. I thought that was okay.
Excuse me.
Not
I don't
great,
necessarily have
but
issues with the content. It's like when these conversations happen, it's like in the middle of something very tense, and it just like completely, it's like now you're gonna get the emotional shit, and it just like
yeah,
stops.
I mean, you're about to
When they're
die,
like,
so you're honest with someone.
yeah, when fucking Max is in, the dream world or whatever,
Oh,
talking to
that's
Holly, and her fucking portal is about to close again on her, and she's just like strolling, having this conversation. I was like,
That's
shut the fuck
terrible.
up and like
That's
run.
terrible.
Stuff like that just keeps happening. Like when the room is melting, instead of trying to find a way to save your life, you're like, I got this wedding ring, but I guess we should break up. Like, save your fucking
You have
life.
to
What are you
debrief
doing? Like,
midstream? Yeah, that's
it just, and then it just
Why didn't
stops
she
melting
stand on
for
his
no
shoulders
reason.
too? I was like, Stan, the ceiling's not that high.
Shit like that just keeps happening in these like very unbelievable times. And that's what's driving me nuts. And you can feel the Duffer Brothers being like, time for you to cry, motherfucker, like as they're writing the scene. And it's, I don't know, it just feels lame to me.
Yeah.
Bad writing.
I think it's the only. I kind of agree with Justin. I guess it's the only parts that are kind of interesting outside of just pure spectacle, which is what I kind of write the show off as at this point anyway. And that's what allowed me to kind of enjoy season 4 more than I think I would have. I don't know. Like looking back at the scores, I thought you guys were much softer on it than I was compared to season 3. But it doesn't appear that way. I don't know. I don't remember, but I just remember feeling like, okay, well, season 3 really let me down and disillusioned me to what the show actually is. And season 4 is like, okay, I've given up the plot, I've given up on plot, and I'm really just kind of like letting spectacle drive things. And that one had fucking Metallica scenes and shit or whatever. So it's like, okay, cool, fun. This is cool and fun. And
you like how you like how Vecna just forgot about demo bats?
He really
or
did.
anything, really?
I like how the overweight kid is unable to run fast and can't catch his breath in a dream world. You're fat even in dreams, my guy. You're
Derek.
like, I don't understand.
Derek was cracking me. It was funny.
I actually too.
Derek was great.
Yeah.
Derek,
I don't know why they called him dipshit Derek. I thought he was great.
He was good. And like Holly's design, I thought she kind of represent the way like a lot of this looked like shit too, as I mentioned before, but she
The
looked
costume
like,
design.
yeah,
for
the
sure.
costume design looked
Very
like something
iconic.
out of an 80s little fantasy kind of movie or world. Like I was actually kind of impressed with that. I was a little disappointed in her overall like story arc, but that was, yeah, her and Derek were like a few kind of bright spots as well.
Yeah. All the Vecna stuff we see with his little playhouse and like all the kids and it's just boring as hell to me. Like we got so much information about him, Vecna Henry or whatever last season, and like seeing him basically just do the same thing again, trying to catch these kids.
Also,
It's
Why
a little
Vecna? Why
boring.
why Vecna didn't just murder everybody the first time he came out of the portal? Just I will always like you could have just murdered everybody. Like
Yeah.
you didn't need to like the show ends. The show is over now, and the writers know that, and so that's why they just went. Well, he's just gonna jerk off with Will, and then
We're just
that,
normal
that now the
men.
rest of the show can happen. And it's just like it's just basic writing things like that, like that are just ignored or not cared about or not thought about. I mean, I think it's they don't care about it. And again,
It's just
you
to hyperextend it. Like
Yeah,
that's
you
it.
just-
Like
Yeah.
the goal is to milk the last season out because they're uncontractually obliged to. They don't have anything other than like whatever they prop up a few tents to knock down, a few paper tigers to knock down, and have like the big spectacles or whatever. But like the emotional arcs are done for the most part. It would take one episode to tie up all the loose ends of season four's finale. If they had done one more episode of that and then closed out all these relationships, that then it would have been perfectly fine. But it really just like fucking stretched so thin that they have to like have moments that don't make sense where like this could have ended 100 times.
Well, you don't
throughout
have
the course
to.
of the season. Well, no,
I,
like,
I
guess
don't think you have to
contractually,
have
I
moments that
guess.
don't make sense.
Contractually, they had to make something, and they had to.
Yeah.
In order to do that, they couldn't think of a better way to do that than just to artificially bloat the runtime of every decision.
It's the curse of making one really good thing. We see it with like every horror franchise. You make this one good thing and then it gets stretched on and dragged on, and obviously it just gets worse as you go. And this is
The more light
another
you
one of
shine
those
on it, the worse
things.
it gets.
Yeah,
It's what I
and
love. It's what I love and hate about the horror fandom. Is like, I mean, if we like something, we fucking like it, and we will consume it. And it's why the Conjuring universe has gone on so long. It's why Saw has gone on so long. It's why all these franchises that didn't need to be franchises go on, because as soon as you slap that label on there and put a movie out, people are like, yeah, I'll watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, so
Mhm.
part of me is like, that's awesome. But the other part of me is like, guys, stop, please.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I guess I'm a hypocrite in that way, but like,
Well, that,
yeah,
we're
I'm
sitting
of-
here
I'm
fucking
of two
reviewing
minds.
this.
Yeah,
out of duty.
I was about to say,
Like,
yeah, we've worked
none of
ourselves
us
into
enjoyed
an
this.
obligation.
I did not even plan to
Yeah.
watch this, but I was forced by this podcast to watch it. So I'm in this
we're
situation where I don't.
completionists.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
we
Is
are.
like, if you want to nerd out on something, like, and I guess that's kind of true of all nerd things.
No,
in general. Like,
yeah.
to some extent, like if you're a huge sports nut, you're gonna watch every game. Like you're gonna watch as many games as you can. You're not, even if the game's going to suck, looks like it's gonna suck, and then sucks, you're gonna still watch it.
Now
So,
that
like-
that is one kind of positive aspect about it, though, even though it's come to this. But I do respect and appreciate the fact that I've seen several people kind of talk about this aspect, but that like media is there's so many things now that it is really hard to have these kind of like cultural moments of things through me. It's something that like almost like everybody has seen or like
Monoculture.
everyone can reference.
Mono,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I will say, like, it was a cool aspect to, like, my dad is not a horror guy at all, and I just happened to be in town for the holidays, and it came out on New Year's Eve, and to stay up to midnight, like, we watched it that night to get us to 10 p.m., and it is a lot of things like people, like, it does have that kind of cultural moments where like, ooh, Stranger Things ended or whatever. And so I give it some respect for that, even though they didn't handle it particularly well. It built up it built up the moment and people experienced in that way.
that's
And
a
that's something, I
that's a
guess.
byproduct of just like missing a bygone era where there was a true monoculture, and there just isn't
Yeah.
anymore. Like, so
Yeah.
this is like the dying gasps of everybody being on top of the same thing. Like it happened with Barbie and Oppenheimer, and it happened with this. And there's maybe like the Pop Tart Bowl, and that's about it
Sinners,
for
I
like
would
3 years.
I
say, was
call
a
another
pretty
Sinners,
one the
big
maybe.
pop.
Certainly within
cultural
horror
moment.
fandoms, yes. I don't know. Like there's stuff that rises to the top, but the top is much lower than it used to be in terms of like everybody knowing, everybody being on top. Like my grandmother doesn't know shit about Stranger Things. She definitely might have known something about Oppenheimer or something. You know what I mean? Like there's, or like 50, like what, however many years ago now, definitely knew about Forrest Gump. You know what I mean? Like knew about these cultural touchstone films and TV shows or whatever. Now the cultural touchstones are just like everybody kind of knows about them for the most part, but they don't know. It's not the same. It's not on the same level. It's just not on the same level. I don't think. And I feel like we all feel that because everybody's so like algorithmically pulled in their own directions by the internet and the way it data scrapes all of us, that we all find our own niches. We live in our niches, and those niches have their own little fiefdoms and their own little fandoms and their own little like inner clashes or whatever. And that's fine and good, but when everybody's doing that, there's no central bell curve anymore, or at least the curve drops. And that's my pulpit for the moment.
Something I did like was the very
Yeah.
end where Mike and the kids are all playing D&D one last time after their graduation. I liked Dustin's graduation speech too, actually. But whenever Mike's like saying what's going to happen with their lives and stuff, at that moment I thought worked out pretty well. And then they put their books away, and then the next generation goes down the stairs and starts playing. Like I thought that was a nice touch.
That
It's pretty satisfying from
Yeah.
beginning. Like, I mean, I would say this that, and I said that's where it's like it's fortunate and kind of unfortunate because if they didn't have to stretch it so far, you could have come to that same conclusion where the whole time we didn't have to add these new characters. And a thing I complained about the last one, but while also praising it, is like some of the characters get their just due of like I said with Dustin and Lucas. Like, oh, you go to high school, the friends that you used to have when you were 11 and 12, you kind of split from a little bit and you grow apart. And I thought like that's a really good thing to explore, even though they didn't really fully develop that. And so this is kind of that thing of like, could it have ended here if we had like followed these central characters the whole way and not had to add all these quirky little characters and Murray and Erica and fucking Ethan Hawke's daughter all the time to drop these like little
the
quips. If we could have like
math
developed
teacher.
them emotionally and like had this extended growing up story, then yeah, when they get there and it's just the four of them or five of them because Mac is there and they put away their books and they go their separate ways and they become their own people, then yes, that hits a lot harder. But because we weren't able to get all that, it is diluted a bit. But I generally agree with your
Well, it's definitely
sentiment.
diluted. Like I don't know, that ending is fine, but to me it strikes me as the same as, again, it strikes me as that last scene from Lost, where it's like that's the thing they planned to get to. They were writing to get to that moment, and everything of like it doesn't, the quality of what comes between the stellar beginning and then that one endpoint they want to reach. It can wave and go wherever the fuck they want. It can go completely off track, and it does wildly. And so long as it lands there, then we get some semblance of feeling like it landed like it's supposed to. But it definitely didn't. It definitely was not supposed to. Like that one scene being landing okay. It's an epilogue. You know what I mean? It's not the plot of the show. So like
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree, but I feel like again, if season 4 had ended with um, one last episode with one last battle, and then they did that, it would be the exact same result minus a fucking 8 hours of my
Yeah.
life going away.
That's true, yeah. That's
Had to
right.
say something nice.
Going away.
It's just gone. All right, well let's go ahead and rate this thing out of 5. I think we said all we need to. DJ, why don't you kick us off, man? How do you feel out of 5? Stranger Things 5. Where are you gonna land here?
1. I mean, everything was in focus.
Yeah.
That's the praise I can give it.
All right.
I'm serious. Like the shots were in focus. Good job. 1 star.
Solid 1 star from DJ Juice. How do you feel?
Yeah, I listened back. I was quite surprised at like how high some of these scores were, even though we bitched a lot. But one thing I think going to what Randy said about even last season was it was more entertaining. And I don't know. I think they did separate it last time, but it was less separated, where it was like the last 2 seasons you had to wait, or last 2 episodes you had to wait for. I had a hard time like getting into any kind of momentum here because the separation of stuff, and it's even more filler. So even things that felt like maybe they were supposed to be thrilling just like kind of didn't. Some things I didn't touch on too. The introduction of this new white-haired military lady who's supposed to be badass that has no
Linda
conclusion.
Hamilton.
It has no conclusion, by the way.
Yeah.
More
Yeah, they
waste
just
of
let these
time
people
and
walk
space.
free after having walked into another dimension and
Yeah.
felled a giant beast.
I mean,
Yeah.
we already had badass military guy, and then he gets cucked into what he did, so that Sarah Connor can come in and just be him, but a woman. So it's like,
yeah,
all right, Netflix, you're really
Well, and-
showing your Netflix here. Thank
was-
you.
They needed somebody to fill in the role of fucking
Papa.
Matthew
Yeah,
Modine.
yeah, I know.
And even Paul Reiser's character and all that shit. Like just needed some.
The
some
fact that we did
rogues
a
to fill
whole
the
review
gallery.
without needing to mention her even at all is
Yeah,
like,
says a lot. Yeah.
yeah. That was terrible. There's some really bad acting going on here too. The writing is really, really rough. There's some really bad acting going on here. Man, that poor Will guy, that dude can't act. I'm sorry. I know he was cast when he was like, I know he was cast when he was really
A
young and he
child,
like
yeah.
wasn't even in the first season. But
He was
that
mostly catatonic through the show.
that
Yeah.
poor man, he can't act. It's bad. And then also too, and it sucks because they needed to have a lot of like emotional weight in some of these things. The sister 8 can't act either. Good Lord. There's a lot of bad acting going on. Some good though. I think Max.
Where
and
was the good
Lucas-
acting? Oh, sorry.
Lucas and Max, I think, are like the best kind
Sadie
of
Sink
act.
is the
Even
best
though they
actor in the
have
show,
like
but yeah.
terrible lines that they have to deliver, like over explaining things, I think that they're very capable. But yeah, it's too much explaining. I couldn't stand like Robin at all this season. I never really liked that character, but it was just everybody's explaining shit. There's a handful of cool, entertaining moments. Like I said, I liked Eleven and Hopper together kind of being badass. It was entertaining. I liked the melting scene. Even though that explanation was also really terrible. I did not like the battle scene at the end. It looked terrible. It didn't feel satisfying. It didn't make a lick of sense. I hated that there was no stakes. The mom should have died. The dad should have died. Somebody important should have died. They should have been doing that along. That's the problem. Is like once they didn't actually kill Hopper and once they didn't actually kill Max, it all went out the window anyway. So that's not all necessarily on this season, but yeah, I don't know. 2 out of 5, I guess.
2 from Soju. All right. Ryan Diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. And retroactively makes me think even less of the previous seasons than I did before I decided I wasn't going to watch this season. Yeah, no, I just there's a lot wrong with this season in particular, and a lot wrong generally with the show. The show itself is like largely reliant on derivative reference culture shit. And like this season's no different. The fucking Mind Flayer thing with Vecna or whatever, and Henry and his Playhouse or whatever is so deeply Stephen King's It coded that it's just fucking like embarrassing to even point out.
How many scenes of jocks in Letterman's jackets are we going to see shoving nerds into lockers? Like, can we, because I'm right there with you, man. Like I'm watching this scene and I'm just like, God, how many times have we seen this?
I don't
Like-
understand like how the city of Hawkins is supposed to have reset after that shit to the point where there's like the same basic jock walking around beating kids up is baffling to me. But yeah, like, like whatever the bright spots are that we've pointed out, they've been largely the emotional moments or whatever, but those are largely following fucking video game missions that have long-winded explanations before and after. It's just like an endless like up and down roller coaster, child's roller coaster, and it's not fun. It's just kind of makes my stomach churn. By the end, I did like the look of it is pretty bad. Some of the effects work better than others. I didn't mind like the final battle. Maybe it was just because I was happy that it was final. Until I looked at the runtime and realized there's like another 40 fucking minutes left after that. But you know, the whole thing with like with Hopper, you pointed out with Hopper and 11. I'm glad they got together, but I was not interested in their action scenes at all. Some of the action scenes, of all the action scenes that happened, towards the end they started to at least become kind of exciting, like on like a very lizard brain level, where I'm like, oh cool, oh look how big that is, oh man, that's scary. Oh, what's Winona Ryder gonna do now? Nothing is the answer.
No, Nancy's gonna do it all.
Nancy does basically everything. And then like the thing, everybody got like all up in arms about Will and his speech or whatever. And like, granted, that's yet another screeching halt to the plot or whatever. But like aside from a few things about it, it's not that much. Like it's identical to those other things to me. Does not stand out as being specifically bad, except that he's like, well, I think I got to talk to everybody. It's like, really? You have to like call everybody in here? Just have like one. Just talk to your mom for a minute and get a beat, and it'll be done. Talk to Mike for a minute, get a beat, and you're done. We know that you are gay. This show has not been shy about heavily highlighting that for 3 fucking seasons now. We don't need this, except the only thing I'll say in return to that, to counteract that, is that there are like, I understand there's like something of a responsibility to treat that subject well for people that are in the closet, or kids that are in the closet, or whatever, showing a way out or whatever. I understand that impulse. It's not done well. It's not done well. It doesn't do that. It doesn't serve that function. And I think the fallout has shown that to be true. Anyway, I'm rambling here. Ultimately, I'm going to give it a 2 as well. I think that like I would drop just about every season except for one down at least 1 point from my previous scores, not just based on the season, but based on the just based on retrospect. But you know, it did have some moments that got me a little bit amped and excited. It had a few moments that made me a little bit wistful, but it was just so sparsely spread out and so bloated and up its own ass. It could have so easily been a fucking email. You know, that's it.
This season could have been an email.
Yeah,
Put it on the
I
box.
I think that's it for me. I'm done. 2-star.
Bob, out of 5. Wrap it up. Let's move on here.
Wrapping it up. I was actually excited to see the Mind Flayer come back because I like I said, I found Vecna to be such a fucking boring villain this entire season. So when it showed up, I was like, okay, cool, something different. I mean, the fight scene is what it is. It's not stellar, but something different was nice. One of the more effective moments in this season was when Hopper is tricked into shooting 11 when she's in the deprivation tank, and I was like, damn, something actually happened. And then they just
the most Teflon character of all.
They just totally undo it. Like, why would Vecna not trick him into shooting 11? Like, it made perfect sense in the moment, and like to have that not have really happened doesn't even make any sense. I don't know, man. When that happened, I was like, okay, finally things are gonna matter. And then they just don't. They just continuously show you that nothing fucking matters. And it's very frustrating. I think we've said everything else. Largely, it's just boring, man. Boring, redundant, bloated, terrible writing, some pretty rough acting. The conclusion is fine. It's done. We're done with it. It's a 1.5 from me, I guess. That's going to put our aggregate at a 2.2.
Also, one thing I forgot to mention, Vecna just looks like Groot. Am I right? Like that design
Am I
is
right?
not.
Groot
Kinda-
with a
kinda is,
Groot with a
right?
Freddy claw. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, too, one more thing I forgot.
He looks like fucking Psycho
found it-
Gorman to me.
I found it very awkward that the kids, especially going back to record Will, but then they get the new kids, have this like tentacle thing pumping shit
Oh,
into
yeah,
their
that
mouth. I
is-
was like,
That was
is
very.
this what we're doing in
Yeah.
season 5? What's going
did it in
on with
season 1.
this? Did they?
Yeah, or 2 maybe. Yeah, Will specifically has that
With the
habit.
tube thing in his
Yeah,
mouth?
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty
at least
uncomfortable.
there's at least like a
It was uncomfortable.
like a
then.
smoky tube. I don't know if it's like a fleshy brown colored.
I think
but
it
like a
was,
tube
but
of
I could be
smoke.
wrong.
Either
I don't
okay,
know.
maybe it's been a long time, so I just
Maybe
I
we just
They even
don't.
flash back
See-
to it. I don't know.
To your point, maybe don't do that though.
Yeah, maybe we
Yeah.
just don't put things in children's mouths
Yeah.
in TV shows. Maybe we
and
just don't
pump
do
shit
that.
Look,
into
and
as
them.
much as
shit,
it borrowed
yeah,
from
like-
Stephen King's It, I think we got off light. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like it like powers the mind flayer's heart or something. Like
No, I don't know.
I don't fucking get it. It
They don't
doesn't-
get it either.
Nobody gets
That's
it.
Nobody
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they don't. They don't. So that's
Yeah.
why.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
2.2 from
Well, we're
Straight
done.
Chilling Crew.
We're done.
We did it.
2.2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Who gave
No,
it more than a
there's-
2?
No, nobody gave it higher than a 2.
Oh
so
wait,
that's
did I do
impossible.
bad math?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
did
We
yeah.
had a
Oh.
1, a
My friend.
1.5, a 2,
Yeah,
and
I was
a
like,
2.
that seems not possible.
Wait.
It's still, we can't escape.
It's a 1.6.
It's
I did bad math. 1.6. 1.6.
1 point.
We're
Okay.
done.
All right. We did it. All right, let's jump into a Rotten Tomato segment. Randy, take it away.
Certified fresh to death.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I would normally give these gentlemen a chance to guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is on Rotten Tomatoes. However, Rotten Tomatoes does not separate by season, and Metacritic does. So I'm going to go over to
Oh.
Metacritic, and we're going to use those scores. So we're not using the popcorn meter or the
Okay.
tomatometer this time. We're just going off the critic reviews, of which there are 32, and the user reviews, I guess, which are 458 user reviews. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm not used to looking at this website. Let's go and look at the critic reviews, starting with our esteemed guest, DJ. There are, like I said, 32 reviews. What percentage of those reviews would you wager are favorable reviews?
So is it out of 100%, Randy? Still 100%?
Out of 100%, yes. I'm sorry.
Okay. So DJ, you got to guess a number.
You know what? I'm gonna say 70.
70. All right.
I think I think the critics are gonna be nice to this because I don't believe critics exist anymore. I believe they're all just a bunch of just access grubbing shills that are gonna sit and get more access to and call me a cynic, fine, but that's all I see from critics anymore. So but that being said, I'm sure there are a few that have probably because there was news that the Will Coming Out episode was getting dragged because of just how terrible it was. So I'm sure that probably pulled it down just a little bit because even when you're shilling, you kind of have to go a little bit.
You
bit
can't buy us, DJ, so don't
That re-
even try, okay?
That reminds me, meet us at the Overlook Film Festival this year. People.
So yeah, I'll say about 70%. I'll say that.
All right, 70%. Soju, we'll go to you next. What percentage would you wager?
I'm going to drop it down a scotch. I'm going to say 60%.
60%. All right. Bob, bringing up the rear. What are you thinking?
I'll take the under with just a 50 flat, please.
Okay.
Okay, we got 50, we got 60, we got 70. Some nice clean numbers here. One of you is just 1 percentage point away from the correct response, which is 71%. Our esteemed guest DJ's walking away with this
Wow.
one. And
Let's go.
almost
Wow.
right on a ringy dingy there. Almost.
I know. Wow. Okay.
What do I
is
win?
Quite surprising.
The pride of understanding that critics are shills, I suppose.
I mean, you just got to read them. Like it's like
That's a good call, man. Good call.
No, it's solid call.
See what the
Let's move over
users, the real people thing.
the real people, the real
mean,
salt
I-
of the earth.
I like to, whenever I'm looking at reviews and stuff like that, which I will just to get a grasp on what, what's going on. And I tend to try to trust the audience score more than anything else. However, there are some audience scores that just kind of blow my mind on some things. And I'm just like, how are you guys thinking this is, and Rotten Tomatoes is such a trash website anymore that they have to separate out like audience from like verified audience just to save some of these movies. And so it's like, now you can't even
got insane.
yeah. So now you can't even trust that. So it's like, it's all just, you got to take it with like a bucket of salt, basically. Cause I mean,
Everything is games.
That's why you just got to listen to the Straight Chillin' podcast. We'll tell you what's
Whoa.
good.
that's it.
We're the
That's it.
only ones.
We're the only only critics with integrity.
Last
you
critics
have.
remaining.
All right, let's move over to the user score here. There are just under 500 ratings here, 458. We're going to go in reverse order. Bob, out of those 458 user ratings, what percentage would you say are positive?
Well, maybe the people will be lower, maybe be a little bit more on our side here. I know there's a lot of folks that did really enjoy this season from just seeing, reactions online and stuff. And, there are younger folks out there that did like, grow up watching this. So, the nostalgia goggles are worn watching some of this stuff. So I don't know, maybe a balance there. I will take a 65, I guess.
I thought you froze.
Okay. Yeah, he did, just not
60.
digitally.
65. All right.
All right, Soju, you're running the middle here. You're riding meat.
Well, I don't know. I do think some people enjoy this, and while I think the users probably should be lower, I'm a little skeptical now. So I'm gonna take the 69 dudes, Randy.
Ooh, all right.
Mm.
69 dudes!
There you go. All right, DJ, let's see if you can retain that title out of those
What,
458.
What
sorry.
website is this?
This is
what are you looking at?
Metacritic.
Metacritic. Okay. Audience reviews on Metacritic. Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, Rob. Did you say 50%?
65 was mine.
You said 65. I'm gonna say 50.
Yeah.
Okay. 50 it is. Now, interestingly, this is not set up as a percentage, but I can do the math. And one of you is just 6 percentage points away from the correct answer. That correct answer being 56%. DJ's walking this week away.
Damn.
Nice.
Nurse your pride, boys.
I'm
You
giving
can follow
up.
me on YouTube at Horror Sucks. That's my review channel.
What? So
we're living in a society.
how was it presented, Randy? Why would they not give it a percentage?
It was a 5.6 for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh.
One of them was like the critic reviews was
That is
71,
weird.
which is out of
It's
100,
really
and then
weird.
5.6 out of 10. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why. He does
All
that.
right. Well, there we go. We suck ass. I'm glad we've been doing this for 12 years, boys.
Yeah.
We really got
We've
our
learned
pulse on-
nothing.
We're fighting the good fight. That's all that matters. The integrity fight for the critics. All right. There are no I'm not going to go through and try and find the negative reviews today. I just don't know this
Yeah.
website well enough. So, Bob, how's that trivia looking?
I'll be real with you. After I wrote out that plot synopsis, I didn't fucking care. So we're not doing it.
smart.
That just the way.
Yeah.
Ain't that just the way? Hey, let's talk our Cooter of the Week.
Okay.
Straight chillin'. Cooter of the week.
These are the best.
Shouts outs to Cassie
Cesar,
from
yeah.
HR.
Yeah, the old Bish
Yeah.
made some killer bumps.
Mhm.
Juice, what's a cooter and why do we hunt them?
Somebody
Waiting
needs
for
to-
we're out of rhythm here. Cooter's a character type and a straight chillin' exclusive. Cooter has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a cooter, but we want the cooter with the most points. The 5 points of cooterdom are sexual deviancy, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall looking attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, there's probably a couple cooters in Stranger Things season 5.
I mean, the obvious is going to be
The
our
obvious,
boy
of
Vecnard.
course. There's probably some more. How about we go the other way? And what about
Sure.
the military lady? I don't even know her name.
Linda Hamilton.
Manipulation.
Manipulation, sure. Arrogance,
Maybe
sure.
some sexual deviancy. She's impregnating, or she's like doing some weird pregnant things.
Yeah, I guess she does have some. I don't know. That's not like it's not sexually driven though. So I
But
can't-
Trying to make super
Yeah,
babies to rule the world
no,
or whatever.
no.
But
Yeah,
But is
it's
she
a-
impregnating
alternate
them
title:
though? Do
Stranger
you think
Things
she's
5. Super
is she
babies.
impregnating them?
Oh yeah, she's wearing the strap on. She's doing the whole thing.
God damn.
No, I don't. I don't really like. No, she is impregnating them. I think.
Okay.
She's at
Well,
least
that's
infusing
sexual
them. I
in
don't
some
know.
way. Okay.
Sure, forcibly impregnating people. I guess. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
pretty good
okay.
argument.
So manipulation, sexual deviancy, what was it?
Look at
Smug
attire.
arrogance.
And
Very much
yeah,
so,
we get
yeah.
smug arrogance. Yeah.
Okay, so we got her already.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a 3 out of 5. Look at attire's fine.
Overall
uh,
patheticness. Nothing really happens. I don't really
Except
know.
as her role in the story is pathetic, but that's about
She
it.
doesn't win, but she lives. I don't know.
Just
She's-
walks away. I
she's-
don't know.
Yeah.
So we got her.
Yeah. These people fucking they know all of America's deepest secrets and they just go back to fucking graduate high school like nothing because this lady doesn't care all of a sudden.
What about, is there anybody else other than Vecna? We can do Vecna. Sexual deviancy, those two.
Yeah, he's
I don't know.
kidnapping kids and doing
Manipulating
kids.
them. He's
Yeah.
tubing them.
He's really tubing him up. And he's got a Psycho Gorman look about him, / a Skarsgård
Groot.
look about him.
I wish
Neither
that
are good
movie was
looks.
better. Did you like Psycho Gorman?
Psycho Gorman.
I did.
I
I
did like
did.
Psycho
Yeah.
Oh
Gorman.
God, I wish it was better.
Oh.
The costumes, all of that stuff, great. That little girl is one of the most insufferable, evil, like
So many people thought that.
terrible characters.
I can't remember if we reviewed that or not.
I don't think we
actually
did.
reviewed it.
We talked
Sorry.
about it. Maybe we did a
Mini
mini
cast,
cast. Yeah.
maybe.
I didn't mean to
We might have
derail that.
talked
I
about it in
just
the top 10. No.
I don't hear
No,
Psycho
that's-
Gorman talked about a lot, so whenever I
Oh.
do, I have to I gotta ask.
No, yeah, I think I did like that movie pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. Is there any other cooters? Like, is there anybody that stands out as a cooter?
I don't know, man.
This is all pretty
Everybody's-
basic writing, right? We're all kind of like surface level shit here. There's
Yeah,
not
all
a
these
lot of-
characters are just so
depth.
flat.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's
Like,
not a
there's-
lot of depth here. And everybody's either like really good or really bad. There's no like nuance
Oh, yeah.
characters going on
No.
here. So
Vecna gets kind of redeemed because of an evil rock, I guess.
He
Dude, that was
doesn't
so
though, because
stupid.
then
It
he
didn't even
said,
make any
and then
sense.
they just negate that and be like, "No, I made a decision." Actually, he's like, "Oh, okay."
no.
Okay.
Now we feel okay killing you again.
Oh,
He, like,
yeah.
Because
beat a
moral
man to
ambiguity
death
does not
in a
belong in my
cave.
Stranger Things.
I don't know. It doesn't. It's Linda Hamilton. That's good enough.
All right,
Well,
let's move on
We
here.
got her. It's fine.
Let's wrap it up.
Can we stop talking about this
Yeah,
fucking
we've
show now
talked
forever?
about it enough.
It is done. It is
We've-
done.
Okay.
It's finished. We did it.
We did it.
Congratulations.
Until tomorrow's
Now
bonus
time for a
episode.
35-minute epilogue.
Yeah. Hey, let's maybe relax a little bit and talk about some fun shit with what we've been watching this week.
Hey gang, what you been watching?
DJ, what else you been watching, man? Anything cool?
I honestly, I wish I could say that I've been watching something, just because I've been got the release of the film coming out, so I've been concentrating on that. Sam and I have been working on the film festival, And that's been taking up my time. And so trying to just sit down, what I have been watching, it's not horror. So sorry, I'm going to disappoint everybody.
No,
It's
no,
not horror.
it's all,
We
all
don't do it.
entertainment
None
at
of
this
this.
But-
is,
Anything.
All right. Well, what I have been watching that I've just been loving is it's this reality show slop on Netflix called Secret Millionaire. And I have been watching that, and I have been enthralled in this show. Like this is one of the best reality show slops. The basic rundown is like 11 people go to this mansion, and one of them is given $1 million, and everybody else has to try to figure out who's been given the $1 million and vote them out of the mansion. The twist is that the millionaire has a special agenda of their own in order to get like an extra vote, or to be immune from the vote, or to have a kill shot where only their vote matters. And then if they discover that if they do discover the millionaire at voting night, then the $1 million moves the next day. And it's awesome because you get to figure out how these people are going to, like, for instance, one example is my favorite example so far is the millionaire at the time had a challenge to get somebody to say 911, handcuffs, and misdemeanor. They had to get somebody to say that out loud.
Interesting.
And the way that he went about it, because you're thinking to yourself, there's no way this is gonna, like, these are so random. Like, they're all related words, but they're so random. And the way that he did it was just genius. It was just absolute genius. And so to see the conniving and the lying and just all of that stuff and trying to keep, because, you know, obviously the winner, whoever ends up with $1 million at the end of the show, it gets $1 million. Anyway, fantastic. That's what I've been able to sit down and like just watch, and man, so good.
Awesome.
Nice.
Secret Millionaire.
Never heard of it. I'll have to check
I've
it out.
never heard of it either. I was just
It's on,
looking it
it's
up.
on Netflix. Sam with the festival and we've been watching it.
Cool.
Sick. All right. Cool, man. Juice, what you been watching?
I've been watching a handful of things, trying to catch up on some of the better, or just some films from last year and some other stuff. So I watched Warfare, which is an A24 film, and that was pretty good. It's like a single kind of not a battle, but it's from the Iraq War. Some snipers get kind of caught up in and there's a fight, and it's pretty self-contained, but it was good. I watched The Sandlot the other night. Hadn't seen that for a hot minute, and it was still charming and great. Watched Mickey 17 because I missed that one this year. I just forgot to watch it. I kept saying like, "Oh, I need to watch it," and just never did. So I watched Mickey 17. It's okay. There were some different things than I thought going on, but I don't know why Bong Joon-ho, like, he always uses, except for Parasite, he always uses this terrible CGI. I don't know why he goes to that so much, so often. I don't know. But it was okay. It was not great, not terrible. I finally watched, I've been putting this off for a while because it's so goddamn long. Dune Deuce. I watched Dune Deuce, and I liked it better than the first one. I really like Denis Villeneuve as a director, and it always, even the first one like looked amazing, but the first one like felt very hollow to me. I just remember watching it and being like, I don't feel anything about this other than it looks really great. Like, it looks beautiful, but other than that, it's just like I don't feel anything. I don't think anything about it. But I don't know. Even though it's still really, really long, I thought Dune 2 was better. I think it's like so heavy. Like, there's so many things you gotta fucking pay attention, because like the world building is like so intense here. Like, gotta be like, okay, I actually know what the fuck's going on. But I found Dune 2 to be more entertaining and thought that one was pretty good. Still looks fantastic. And then the last one I watched was like on the opposite. It was like it's called Sorry Baby, and I think this is on HBO. And this was just like a story about a woman who essentially is kind of sexually assaulted and raped by her professor, and her kind of the fallout from that. So that was a real bummer. So yeah, that's all I've been watching. this week. Bob, what you been watching?
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Handful of things. I finally watched Eyes Wide Shut. I'd never seen that before. Stanley Kubrick's last film.
Yeah.
Takes place during Christmas time. And gorgeous movie. You know, Stanley Kubrick, he really knows how to make a fucking beautiful movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Even though like I struggle with Tom Cruise generally, he does a fine job here. Nicole Kidman as well. Uh, Interesting movie about a weird, fun little party full of rich folks doing weird shit, and Tom Cruise sort of works his way into it when he's not exactly invited, and he has to deal with the fallout from that. So, would definitely recommend it.
Bob, that's
Enjoyed
a
it quite
Christmas
bit.
film. You watched it too late. You gotta wait. You should have waited till next Christmas.
I
We're
watched it
penalizing you a
on,
year.
It was like 3 days after Christmas. It's close
So
enough.
it's too
I
late.
got it.
Too late.
Close
Bob.
enough.
That's illegal, right?
Yeah, it's a felony.
It's a felony.
It's a felony.
Wow.
I watched a new release on Shudder called A Desert, and it starts off as with this like sort of, I guess you could call it a neo-noir sort of. It's this dude who's in a desert, and he's a photographer. He's got this old school like 8x10 camera, and he's making these beautiful pictures of these landscapes and also just decrepit buildings. And he stays at this little motel, and there's some people staying next to him, and he hears some commotion going on next door, and he calls the front desk to have them go check and make sure everything's fine. Very joyride moment. And then he ends up meeting the people, and crazy stuff happens. It was okay. I don't know that it ended up meaning a whole lot at the end of the day, but it would be, I guess, maybe a slight recommend if you just want to try something new. Light on the horror for sure.
I don't like soft ass shit.
I would not describe it as soft ass shit though.
I think the title is actually a dessert, Bob.
Ah, yes, the sweetest film of the
Screaming
year.
and Creamin' has spoken.
Screaming and creaming.
Death by Chocolate. I watched one battle after another on Max currently, Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie, and it was okay. I think maybe I expected something a little different than what I ended up getting.
Oh, it wasn't movie of the year? Wow.
It
No.
kind of is, and to everybody else. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
I guess.
Yeah.
DiCaprio, I mean, all the actors do a really great job. I just don't know that the story was super satisfying overall for me personally.
I kind
it
of
was
felt the same.
okay.
Yeah.
It's just
Similar
okay.
kind of way. Maybe I liked it a little more new, but yeah, similar kind of way.
I just wish I could feel sorry for communists.
Maybe one day if you try hard enough.
No.
No, I won't do it.
Yeah, that's really all I've been watching. All the new stuff I've been watching. Ray and Diesel. What about you?
Yeah, I like Justin. I was trying to get to a few movies I hadn't quite seen from this year yet to round out my list for upcoming top tens. So I watched The Big Black Phone of
Phone of
Time
Deuce.
2. And I was surprised how much I did like that movie. Yeah, I liked it quite a lot.
What did you like about it?
expecting to what do I like about it? I like the performances for one.
Really?
I did. Yeah, I did. I liked the setting. I was shocked that I actually enjoyed the setting. Like, I don't know why. It really worked for me. I don't know. I'm gonna have to like continue to process it. It's still too fresh, I think, but I enjoyed it, and I really was thinking it was complete. It was going to be complete garbage, is what I kind of thought.
That's the low expectations, baby.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to have those low expectations.
Was that because of the first Black Phone that you had those low expectations, or would you just?
I liked the original Black Phone. I just felt like it was a perfectly fine self-contained story. No need to go back to that well. Like it's not a necessary sequel by any means.
Yeah.
But I did like the shift of focus to whatever her name is, the sister, who I think is the strongest actor in both movies, probably.
I would
think she
agree with
did
that.
great.
I wish the script gave her something to do with her talent.
Well,
I
I liked
don't-
it quite
I
a
don't
bit.
think it
It's
did.
not like I don't know. It did give me a few surprises that I wasn't expecting, and I enjoyed it. Let's see. I watched Marshmallow, a movie that I had heard about at some point, wrote down on a list to watch, and I forgot everything I knew about it, and then I watched it. It's a summer camp slasherish type movie, and it might be the only summer camp slasher movie that I've seen that really does, at least at the front end of the movie, get the summer camp vibes pretty right. Like it feels like an actual summer camp, which is not true of any of the Friday the 13th movies or fucking Sleepaway Camp or even The Burning or like none of those like or what was that other one that came out this year? Oh no, what was that? There was another one that came, A Hell of a Summer. Like none of those really like matched. Like, and I spent a lot of time at summer camp coming up, so that was a nice like entry point for me, and I got into it. It's a very strange movie that I did like, but it goes to some odd places that I won't reveal. And I don't know. It kept me guessing, and I did enjoy my time with it. Again, still pretty fresh, still processing, but that's where I'm at with it. I watched about 40 minutes of Mithrigan Part 2.
Oh God.
That tells you everything you need to know about that. I watched a documentary, a Netflix true crime documentary with Beck called Evil Influencer, the Jodi Hildebrandt story, which is about this woman who ran basically like a Christian adjacent, Mormon adjacent cult that was caught abusing and malnourishing a bunch of kids, specifically of a mom influencer named Ruby Frankie. It was like kind of hot news a few years ago. But they were basically like living together and abusing her kids together. It was fucking weird. Anyway, so it was like an hour and a half some odd documentary about that. And this one actually focused on Jodi Hildebrandt, who is actually the more interesting of the two figures. She's just not the one that came with the prefixed fame. That everybody focuses on the Ruby Frankie part of it, but the one that led her down that path is the real kind of fucking psychopath of the situation, in my opinion.
Or like a happy ending to that movie by chance?
how happy is the question?
I just can't watch movies like that because it's just like if I like it's why I didn't make it the whole way through the Dahmer show is because after every single episode I had to like take a shower. And I just can't like I can't do that. I need some levity. I need something.
I'll say
like,
this: it is. We watch and like Beck loves true crime. True crime's in a big boom, obviously, right now. And so we see a lot of it. I'll say that this ends more positively and more conclusively than most. I'll say that. A lot of them end completely with question marks and just sadness. And this one does a little bit more than that for the positivity of it. Let's see, what else? I watched a short called The Rug, a horror short I watched it. It was on YouTube. It was presented to me as a movie where the entire crew was senior citizens, and it was not good, but it was very charming. So I was charmed by it, and I good for them, sort of thing. And then last but not least, certainly not least, the thing that I've spent most of my time on still is fucking Hades 2. This is a fucking great game. This is an incredible game. I'm nearing the true ending, I think. But I'll never be the completionist that gets all the way to the end because there's just so much shit in this game. It's incredible, though. Play it. That's it for me.
Cool. I think that's it for everybody.
All right.
No voicemails this week. Nobody loves us. But if you guys are listening and would like to call and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. Like I said, we're talking about Begonia next week, the winner of the January poll. Any prompts you guys want to throw out there for next week's show?
Boy,
how many Jesse Plemmonses have you met in your life?
Well, this is an adaptation. So
what is it, the Green Planet or something?
Save the Green Planet of Korean film. So what do you think some of the best like adaptations are, or redos?
Like international
go backs and revisits them?
Well, not a go backs and revisits them, but like Yeah, like this. This was adapted from a Korean film, and I think it's quite successful. Spoiler, and reinvents it in a new kind of way. But yeah, what are some other ones? Are there any ones that have been remade from, yeah, other properties that you find interesting?
Bullshit derivative.
A lot of them are bullshit derivatives.
So says Randy. And yes, we're going to be recording our top 10 of the year episode the last week of January. Let us know if there are any movies that you hadn't heard us mention, maybe fell by the wayside, that are worth checking out before we get to our top 10 list.
Yeah.
I'll give you one.
Yeah, go for
Dead
it.
Talent Society.
Oh, okay.
I've been seeing, that's on Netflix, right? It's like
Yep.
a horror comedy from Japan, I believe.
Taiwan.
Oh, Taiwan. Okay, cool. I'll check it out.
It was one of my favorite of the year. It
Okay.
flew completely under the radar. A buddy of mine recommended it to me, and I was like, all right, let's check it out. And I fucking loved it.
I just added it to my list, buddy. Thank you.
Yep.
Same.
Sweet. Right on.
All right.
Yeah, like I said, call in 904-638-3231. Check out Begonia. Get ready for next week's show. DJ, thanks so much for sitting in with us, man. It was a pleasure having you on here for the first time.
It was a pleasure being with you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And be
Thanks
sure to
for
check
rolling with these
out
punches.
The Hellgate dropping January 29th. Everywhere you get your flicks. Check it out. Fellas, anything else before we sign off the first episode of the new year?
No, man.
I think
Just
we've said
exhaustion.
enough.
Just exhaustion.
The amount of years
I
I've
think
lived
that's
and the amount
enough
of
for
years still left to
2026.
go just leave me exhausted.
No,
Jesus Christ.
no refreshing New Year's.
Disappointed in you.
No refreshing New Year's moment for Randu.
No. This baby New Year
No.
feels fatigued already.
Just getting
Alright.
started. Right on. Check out Begonia. And until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
Yeah, that's not creepy.